Welcome in the world of artificial intelligence under artificial intelligence using Python series of lectures. This is lecture on randomized search method part 1. Hi, I am Dr. Sunil from GC. The contents of this lecture are: we'll see the randomized search methods, then under that category we'll see iterated hill climbing algorithm. We'll also see the different regions in the state space of hill climbing, and we'll try to analyze iterative hill climbing algorithm. The randomized search algorithms are used to solve many optimization problems, and these problems can be of the category like continuous or discrete solution problems. The randomized search algorithm also guarantee the optimal and provide good solution quickly. The randomized algorithms are taboo search, iterated hill climbing, simulated annealing, genetic algorithms, then practical swarm optimization and collinear optimization, cross entropy and stochastic approximation. Now the algorithms like taboo search, iterated hill climbing, simulated annealing, these algorithms use a global exploration approach. It is also called as instance-based approach. Now, in case of global explorative approach, the algorithms basically tries to come out of the local optima. If these algorithms are getting stuck in local optima, there will be a exploration of the state space, and with that exploration, the algorithm may lead to the global optima. But in case of the algorithms like simple hill climbing, which uses local exploitation, also called as model based approach, the algorithm may not be able to come out of the local optima. Now the name given to this algorithm as a random search is just because of inherent nature of choosing random elements at the time of execution of the algorithm. That means this algorithm, particularly random search category algorithm, will choose random elements as the starting point, and that starting point may be chosen in various different ways in different iterations at the time of execution. The iterated hill climbing algorithm randomly selects the starting point with the intention that at least one of the solutions from this starting point will lead to the global optima. Now, the iterative hill climbing inherits so many things from the uh, normal traditional hill climbing algorithm, like it uses evaluation function which decides the nature of the surface, and it also uses the monotonic surface which will lead the uh, iterative hill climbing to the global optima. Otherwise, your iterated hill climbing will stuck in the local optima just like your hill climbing algorithm. Let us now try to understand the algorithm. Now, iterated hill climbing algorithm will basically need at least one parameter to be specified, that how many times the task should get repeated. We'll see what task should be repeated for different iterations, different number of iterations rather. Now, initially the algorithm takes the random candidate solutions as the starting node, and that starting node is considered as the best node. So let us focus here where I am pointing now. Now for the given n value, the algorithm iterates. Now whatever portion of the code you see here in this particular iterated hill climbing algorithm, which is highlighted in the green rectangle, this whole thing is nothing but the traditional hill climbing algorithm. That means in case of iterated hill climbing algorithm, we starts with the random candidate solution, and we assume that that is the best node found so far, or best solution found so far. Then for certain n number of iterations, the algorithm repeats the traditional hill climbing. Now in case of traditional hill climbing, uh, one has to pick always the best node from the given child node. But here the starting is done by taking any random node from the candidate solution. Then moveGen is called to get the child node of that given node, and that moveGen function will return the list of children of the current node. Now let us focus on the moveGen, which is the sub algorithm used in the iterative hill climbing. Now here moveGen will take a node. It will first search the node in the list of successors, and if that node is present in the list of successor, the children of that particular node is written as the list, and that is given back to the iterative hill climbing algorithm. So here the child is sorted after that, and a front node from that sorted child, which is the best node, is picked, and it is called as a new node. Now here the path traversing is done using this while loop, inner while loop, which will try searching the best node starting from the current node and taking this new node as the next node to be explored. Now here the heuristic value of new node is basically checked with the current node. Now if the new node has better heuristic, then task is repeated. That means the algorithm tries to search the better new node with higher heuristic value. So here in while loop the steps are repeated, like our new node will be the current node, and again for this new node, which is the current node, the moveGen function is called, which will return the child of the current node, and this child list is sorted. Now here sorting, let us focus on the sort algorithm. Sort algorithm will take a list and will try to sort the list based on the ascending or descending order of the heuristic value of the nodes. Here if it is the problem of maximization, then list will be sorted in the descending order of the heuristic value. If it is the problem of minimization, then list will be sorted in the ascending order of the heuristic value. Now here the list is sorted, and then the front node from this child list is picked, and here assuming that whatever node we have got so far is the best node, now that best node is compared with the earlier assumption, that whatever assumption we had here as the best node which we have started with out of this for loop, now that is compared with the new node. If the new node has a better heuristic than the best node, then our best node will be the current new node. Now with this whole thing is repeated for n number of iterations, and in each iterations a random starting point is taken, and each time a new path is found. Now here what we have observed is that the hill climbing, traditional hill climbing, is repeated with the only one difference, that every time whenever this traditional hill climbing is repeated, a random candidate solution is picked. And for better understanding of hill climbing, that is traditional hill climbing, please watch video lecture 12. Now let us try to understand the actual execution of this iterative hill climbing on a given graph. Let us focus on the given graph, the graph which is given at the rightmost part of this presentation here. So where I am focusing, so we have this graph representation which has nodes and heuristic value associated with each node, and the nodes are connected with each other with certain directed link. Here this graph is completely a directed graph, and with respect to this graph we'll try to see the simulation of iterated hill climbing algorithm. Now initially we assume that the candidates are T, B, C, so we'll consider these as the candidate solution, and our algorithm will pick randomly any of these candidate out of this T, B and C, and we ask the algorithm to repeat the traditional hill climbing part 3 times. So here n is 3, so either we can start with the random candidate as the initial point, or we may start with the given starting point. So here I assume that our algorithm starts with node A, which is the starting point, and we assume that A is the best node so far. Now our algorithm will get into the for loop. So initially I value is 1. So for this I equal to 1 value, the inner code of this for loop is executed. Now if you see that in this for loop, the random node is chosen from the candidate list. So our candidate list is TBC. Assume that the random algorithm returns C as the randomly picked node. Now our current node will be C. MoveGen will be called to get a child node of C. Now if you see this graph, now C has child F and G respectively, heuristic value 25 and 4. Now this is return. Now this child is sort using sort algorithm. So F has greater heuristic value, so it will be at the front. Now the front node is picked from this child list, which is F, which we call it as a new node. Now here heuristic of the new node is compared with the existing node. So our new node is F and existing is C. Now is H has a greater heuristic than C, then algorithm will try to explore the path till it reaches to the global, either global optima or local optima. So we'll see where it is landed. So here, once this condition is satisfied, that means we have got a better heuristic node than the current one. So which is F. Now that F becomes the current node, and the child of F is got as the least from the MoveGen. So MoveGen will return the child of F. Now child of F is J, which is returned with heuristic value 67. Now that child is sorted. Now as we have only one node, so child list will remain unchanged, and that is picked and assigned to the new node. Now here at this point of time, we assume that our new node is the node having greater heuristic. Now if the heuristic of this new node is higher than the best node, now whatever best node we have found initially, which was A, now if the heuristic of the new node is higher, then our best node so far is the new node which we have just found. So our best node will get updated. Now this while loop will get repeated this until this condition phase, that is the value of heuristic value of new node is greater than the current node. Now here this while loop has this condition true, so it has now the new node as J and the current node as F. Now is the heuristic of new node is greater than the current node, which is F. So J has heuristic value 67 and F has heuristic value 25. Is it greater? So it repeats this stage. Now here our current node will be J. Then MoveGen will be called to get a child node of J. Now J has only one child, that is M, with heuristic value 17, which is sorted again. So there is no change in the child list, and that only node which is at the front is picked and assigned to the new node. Again this test is done if the heuristic of new node, which is M, is greater than the heuristic of the best node, which is J so far. So this condition fails, so no execution. Now again this loop is repeated because repetition of loop is done till this condition. What condition? That heuristic of new node is greater than heuristic of the current node. Till this condition is true, it executes. Now here our new node is M and current node is H. Is M has higher heuristic than J? No. So this comes out of the loop. This brings the algorithm to the end of this iteration. So for I equal to 1, this is the simulation. So in this particular iteration, what we observe is that we are getting the path from A to C, C to F, and F to J. But this is our first iteration. Now in the next iteration, this algorithm will try to get again the random node, and perhaps the random selection of node may lead this algorithm to the global optima. Now here, in the next iteration of for, that is when I equal to 2, this whole thing will get repeated. Now assume that our random algorithm will select at this point B as the node, which is chosen as the current node. Now our current node is the randomly picked node from the candidate list. The candidate list is T, B and C, and B is chosen from that. And here MoveGen of B is called. So actually our algorithm initially started with A, and now it has a various choices from this candidate T, B and C. So initially it picked the candidate C. With respect to that, it tried to find out the solution, and now it has picked the random candidate solution, that is B, and with respect to B it will try to find out the solution. Now with respect to B, now B has child D and E. uh, D has heuristic value 27 and E has heuristic value 3. Again the child list is sorted, so here D will be at different, having higher heuristic value, that is picked and which is assigned to the new node. Now it checks whether the heuristic of new node, which is D, is greater than the current node, which is B. Is it true? Yes. So it gets into the while loop. It will take this D as the current node, will try to find out the child of the D, which are H and I. If you see this graph, D has a child H and I. H has heuristic value 101 and I has heuristic value 99. And again the list is sorted, and child list will remain unchanged, and it picks the front node from this sorted child, which is H, and it checks whether the new node, which is H, has better heuristic than the best one. Now the best heuristic chosen so far by our algorithm was J, having heuristic value 67. Now this is the condition at which our best node will get updated. Now so far we have got H as the best node. Now our best node will be H. Earlier it was J. Now if you see carefully, the algorithm, when it was following the path from C to F, F to J, so it got a best node J, but this node is not the node having higher heuristic. There are so many other nodes having more better heuristic value than J. Now with this we can conclude that in the earlier iteration, whatever random solution was picked, that was landing this algorithm to the local optima, but as we are having a choice to select the random candidates in different iteration, now this is our iteration 2, I equal to 2, in that the algorithm picked B as the random node, and with respect to this it has now got the best solution, which is H. And if we see the path from A to B, B to D and D to H, this is the global optima, because in this entire state space H is the node having highest heuristic value, and that's what is the expected thing. Now here if we try to complete this particular iteration, so algorithm will take this new node as H, and it will compare with the current node D. Now it will check whether H has higher heuristic than D. So yes, it is. Then it will take H as the current node and will generate the child of H, which is M, having heuristic value 17. Now that child is sorted, so M will be at the front and that is picked, then our new node is M. Now it will check whether the new node has better heuristic than the current one. Now our current node, or the best node is H. Now as best node has got updated to H, and as M doesn't have better heuristic value than H, there will be no execution. That means this if condition will not get executed, and moreover this while loop will get iterated, and again it will check whether the new node, which is M, is having better heuristic than the current node, which is H. Now this condition fails, though there will be no execution of the loop. Now here our for loop with I equal to 2 value has got executed completely. Now this thing will be repeated in the next iteration of the for. Now if you see in the last iteration of the for, because we are having I value ranging from 1 to 3, so it will, this whole for loop will get iterated 3 times. So already it has executed 2 times, so this is the third run of the algorithm. Now in this case, assume that the algorithm now picks from the set of candidates t as the current uh, node, current node. So our node will be t. It will try to get a child of t, which is nothing but b and d. So it will call moveGen for t, and now uh, it will sort this, because in b and d has better heuristic, so that will be sorted, and that front node from the child, which is d, is picked and assigned to the new node. It again checks whether the new node has better heuristic than the current node, so whether d has better heuristic value than t. Yes, it is. Then the whole thing is repeated. Now this repetition is same as the earlier one. I will try to bring to your notice the execution here in directly in the diagram, that is the state space diagram. So here uh, D has better heuristic, so algorithm will proceed. So it will check whether the child of D, among the child of D, which is better. So H is better and it has the best heuristic value. Then it will update the current node and the new node, and it will take this as a new node, M as a new node, and H as the current node. Now M doesn't have better heuristic, so algorithm will terminate. Now with this, if you see carefully, that this algorithm has got executed 3 times, and each time it has executed the traditional hill climbing, with the only difference that in traditional hill climbing, every time the fixed node or only one node is considered, and with that node either the algorithm get the best solution or may not get the best solution. There is no chance of revising the solution. But here, in case of iterated hill climbing, depending on the number of iterations you use, the every time the algorithm tries with the better candidate solution and will try to explore newer paths, and in this exploration one may get a solution which is a global optimum solution. In our case, it is global maximum, that is global maxima. Let us now try to understand the different regions of the state space through which our hill climbing goes. Now here the algorithm may have a local maxima, and local maxima is the state which is better than the neighbor state. Now let us focus here the diagram where I'm pointing. Now here there are various maximas, like here this is the first maxima, this is the second maxima, this is the third maxima, this is the fourth maxima. Then I may call this as a local maxima. Even this hilly portion is also called a local maxima. So you can have maxima which is a local and which is better than the neighbor. For example, this is the flat portion and this local maxima is better than this flat portion. So we call this portion as the local maxima. Now, what is global maxima? It is the best state in the state space with the highest value of objective function. For example, if our objective function is for maximization, now in this diagram, this is the hilly region which has the maximum peak value, and this is the region which has the highest peak value than any other region you see in this landscape. Current state is the state where your algorithm is currently I mean to say it is the region where your algorithm is currently lying. Now here I have shown in this state space diagram as the circle, this blue circle. Now plateau or flat local maxima, it is a flat space in the landscape where all neighbor states of the current states have same value. For example, if we see here, there might be some n number of nodes lying in this region, flat region, but all these nodes are having more or less same peak value. What is ridge? Ridge is nothing but the region where which is higher than its neighbor but itself has a slope. It is a special kind of local maxima. So we may call ridge as this. Like suppose we have repeated peaks having slightly different peak values, peak values. Then that particular region is called ridge. What is shoulder? It is a plateau region after which the uphill edge starts. For example, if we see this global maxima hill, now this is the shoulder, because at this point of time or at this particular point, the nodes, a few nodes are having same heuristic or peak value, and after certain number of nodes, this region is stiff, so it is ascending in very drastic manner. So if we see this, that this particular part, after this particular part there is a steep. Now we'll see what are the problems in the region and how these problems in the different region of the state space are considered and addressed in case of hill climbing or even iterated hill climbing. Now global maxima is the basically the region where our algorithm should be, and it is the required state. But in case of local maxima, the hill climbing algorithm may get stuck in the local maxima, and if we want to bring out our algorithm from this local maxima state, then we can use the approach of the backtrack. Now in case of backtrack, it will come to the earlier state, and will from that earlier state it will try to explore the new paths which may lead to the global maxima, which is the desired state. Global maxima is the desired state. Now in case of flat or local maxima, or sorry, flat local maxima or plateau, to come out of this plateau or flat local maxima, which is this region, suppose your algorithm has got stuck in this, so it will keep traversing straight line. To bring out of this useless traversal from this to this, which is not leading to the global optima, a randomly selected state may bring this algorithm out of this state. That means suppose we have chosen this point, after that next point is the point having same peak value, again next point which is having same peak value. So instead of continuing with the same peak, we will call the random algorithm, will take a candidate solution list and pick the random candidate from that list, and this random candidate might be somewhere here. So focus here. For example, just I'm pointing here, just focus here. Now if my random algorithm gives me this point as the starting point, a new starting point, and if I start traversing for the global optimization, so this will definitely lead to the global optimization. So here randomly selected state from the current state will take out this algorithm from the problem of getting stuck in flat portion. Ridge. Now if your algorithm is getting stuck in continuous ridge, so this is ridge, basically this part and this part is ridge, this part and this part is ridge, because these are the peaks, repeatedly peaks, means repeated peaks, and if your algorithm is getting stuck in this repeated peaks which is called ridge, so here you can use two or more candidate members. You can start with two or more candidate members, new members, and can try to search in several different directions with the hope that you may get the global optimal solution. Now let us try to analyze this algorithm. The iterated hill climbing algorithm is complete because it guarantees the solution if randomly selected starting point lies in the global optimal region. For example, here in this global optimal region, there can be n number of points. For example, here I have shown these 2 points with the blue circle. So focus here where I am pointing. So if any of these 2 points, or if both the points are chosen one after another, so these may lead to the global optimal solution. So with this we can say that this algorithm is complete and optimal as well. Now with respect to our graph, if we see carefully that this T and B are the points which are leading to the global maxima, that is called node H. Now here assume that here at the peak this is the node H, and this left side node is T and the right side node is B. So if we try to map this uh, diagrammatic peak and valleys with our graph, so here this is our H, which is the global optima, and this is T and B. So any of this T or B will lead to the global optima. Now here this C is the point which will lead to the local optima. Regarding time complexity, if the randomly selected point lies in the global optima region, same as the above, then heuristic function is properly defined, then the search will take a linear time. For example, if randomly picked point, if our algorithm at initial point itself picks the correct random point, for example either B or T, so it will lead to the global heuristic that is called H, and it will take linear time. Suppose it has chosen T, so it will be from A to T, T to D, and D to H, and it will stop. So it takes linear time, and at the same time it will take the linear space as well if it meets both the condition, that is the point lying in between global optima region and the heuristic function is properly defined. With this I conclude the lecture. Hope that you understood all the concepts. So dear learners, how was the lecture? Please subscribe to the GCS Solutions, like the video if you really like it, share among the friends if you find it useful, comment for the improvements. We are GCS Solution, making technology easy to learn. Till next lecture, be intelligent.